Hey there, Mike Wolf here. Thanks for tuning in to Entrepreneurs Making a Difference. And today we've got a great guest. His name is Justin Krane. And I'll just read his bio here. He's a certified financial planner. He's the founder of Krane Financial Solutions, and he's known for a simple, savvy, holistic approach to financial planning. And he advises his clients on how to unite their money with their lives and businesses. And using a unique system developed from his studies of financial psychology, Justin partners with entrepreneurs to identify, clarify, and meet goals for increasing their business revenue. He works with entrepreneurs to create a bigger vision for their business with education and financial modeling. So prior to founding Krane Financial, he was a vice president of investments and sales manager at UBS Financial for 12 years in Beverly Hills, California. He received his certified investment management analyst designation from Investment Management Consultants Association, and in conjunction with the Wharton Business School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. He's also a member of the Financial Planning Association, the largest organization of professionals dedicated to championing, I can't read today, the financial planning process. And he's got two children, lives with his family in Calabasas, California. He's an accomplished athlete and a former, I'm really having a hard time speaking today. I should just let you do this, Justin. A former junior-ranked tennis player in LA. He loves to cook, travel, and speak Italian. So welcome to the show.
What's going on, my man? I'm psyched to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's very windy out here, so my hair might look a little bit like a bouffant. Just work with me, people. I got the gel in earlier today, but the wind is insane. It's wild here in LA.
Well, that's yeah, it's just crazy. And I'm in Canada, and I think we're a little bit warmer than you guys today, so I'm good with that because it's very rare I can make fun of you. So, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. So let's get started. I'm obviously a real estate guy, so I'm very interested in finance. I love money and numbers, and so this is going to be a really fun interview for me. So let me ask you this. What can Weight Watchers teach us about money?
I love this one because I think the biggest issue with people is how do you get yourself on this spending and savings plan? Like, you totally want to get the shoes, or you want to go to Vegas with your friends, right? But you know that you should be putting some money away for retirement, funding your IRA, paying down your mortgage, whatever it is. And I think one of the reasons why Weight Watchers has been so successful is that they have this way where you could eat what you want at times and eat a balanced diet. Now, I'm not some like Weight Watchers like ultra fan or anything like that, but what they do is they give you this point system. You get like 20 points a day. And if you eat cookies in the morning, you can only eat vegetables in the afternoon. So they're giving you a way that you can keep track of your eating, the same way you could track your spending, and you can make a decision intentionally and say, you know what, I'm going to get the shoes today, and then I'm going to get the latte or whatever it is that you like to buy, and not have any guilt associated with spending, as long as you know that there is a plan set up for you to where you could automatically be saving some money for your future. And that's what I think is so great about what Weight Watchers does, is they allow people to have a balanced diet. We're not here to talk about food. We're here to talk about being an entrepreneur and all that. But spending and saving money, running a business, it's so critical for entrepreneurs to get really clear on what they want to spend and save money on.
So true, and I think that's a great way to look at things. When you sent me that question, I was kind of wondering, what the heck? What does Weight Watchers have to do with finance? But that's a very interesting concept and very true. But what do you do with those people that they're addicted to those shoes and they kind of don't really stick to the plan? Then they're in trouble. You have to kind of intervene.
Yeah, well, you're either a spender or a saver. Most people aren't both. So if you're a spender, you need to be educated on what can happen if you don't put enough money away. Everyone has a story of supporting, a relative or a friend where they just didn't put enough money away, or they got killed with investing and they weren't smart with their money. And like the biggest fear for entrepreneurs, I think especially for women entrepreneurs, is running out of money. So I can show people, like, if you continue to do this, you're going to have no money at 72.
Yeah, exactly, and it's important to show them that, because a lot of people don't really put away for that rainy day, and they just think that they're going to win the lottery at some point, unfortunately, and that usually doesn't happen. So,
yeah.
So what does prosperity thinking mean to you?
I think it's really, really important for entrepreneurs to be prosperity thinkers. Prosperity thinking, the definition, is believing that you can create and manifest the financial life that you want for yourself by taking action and implementing and doing things. Now, I'm sure you've seen the movie The Secret, right?
Of course, I think everybody who's watching this show has seen The Secret. That's
Yeah.
our tribe. So
Yeah. So a lot of what they talk about, obviously, the law of attraction, is important, but I also believe that you have to take it to the next level about taking action and creating and really just manifesting the financial life that you want to. Poverty thinking is that lack mentality. It's the fear that the cup is half empty, right? It's the thinking that you're going to run out of money. I think just the way that we are in society, Wall Street and society and investing, all these people that talk about money really want to encourage people to save, and I'm all for that. But what about making money? What about sales? What about growing your business? What about believing that you can create any kind of financial life that you want to by getting coached with good strategies and systems and all that kind of stuff? So I need to get everyone everyone into that prosperity thinking mode. It's huge because we could give you. I mean, you could do the same thing in real estate. You could give people 52 ways to grow their wealth in real estate, but if they don't get themselves set up in the right mindset, they're not going to implement what you tell them.
oh, absolutely. Mindset is totally huge in just about everything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you don't have the right frame of mind and you're not thinking properly about what you're doing, it just, when you're in the right mindset, everything just kind of falls into place, it seems. And it's so important to have that. And it also comes down to who you hang out with, and that will put you in the right mindset too, hanging out with the right group of people.
Yes.
So here's a question for you. You mentioned, you're talking about making money versus saving money. Elaborate some more on that, because that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Can I just bust a myth? I mean, can I just be real? I'm just going to come out and say it.
Please
I mean,
do. That's how we roll around here.
Here's the deal. If we go out and spend $5 a day on a latte, let's just use that example, right? So $5 a day on a latte is
you guys must have them on sale down there. Only $5?
Yeah, exactly. I call them the non-fat decaf wet soy mocha drip half pump vanilla with no foam latte, right?
I don't even speak the language. They kicked me out of Starbucks.
So let's just say it's $150 a month, and let's just say that's $1,800 a year, right? So I'm going to argue that if that $1,800 a year makes you happier, right, makes you more productive, you're going to make more money in your career if you're getting the latte. Now, it could be a massage that you get. Whatever it is that lights you up and rejuvenates you, I think is huge. You have to protect that for yourself. So if you spend that $1,800 a year, right? I've gone through these financial plans, and I'll show people, if you don't save $1,800 a year, what that means, it's like maybe a year's worth of difference of retirement, and most people would rather work an extra year or work part-time and enjoy life along the way than cold turkey stopping to retire. So I'm all about getting the latte, right? And why not make more money along the way rather than saving? See, Wall Street and financial advisors, we're all geared to tell you to save, save, save so that you can live the life that you want to when you're 85. And I just what's up with that? Let's have fun today. Let's not go crazy. Let's have that balance, like the Weight Watcher style. But it's okay to get the latte. It's okay to get the shoes. Let's just figure out a way that we can make more money off of being happier and more productive.
Well, I know there's going to be some people out there listening to this that are now going to go to their husbands and say, hey, Justin said I should get the shoes. So there's going to be a few people happy that you said that. So let me ask you this. Every entrepreneur I know always has a favorite quote. What would your favorite quote be? Is there one that resonates with you?
Yeah, I think mine is just, it's a term that I use, which is return on life versus return on investment. See, I mean, we all know that having all the money in the world doesn't make you happy, right? But if you're really clear on what you want, right, and that means something to you. So, I mean, a lot of people that I talk to, they're all about they want to take an amazing family vacation. I mean, think of somewhere that you want to go. Let's just say it's Hawaii. and you want to go with your best friends and your family, and you want to rent this really cool villa in Hawaii, and you're entertaining, and it's just awesome, and you're just doing exactly everything that you want, that is amazing. But the thing is we need to be intentional with our money as to how we're going to fund that goal. Because if we use our money in a way that is aligned with our values and with our goals, we're going to have a return on life, because we're going to be spending money or saving money for things that really make us happy, rather than just trying to make as much money as we can, because we have to merge our money with our life, and if we do that, we're going to be so much happier. I mean, I think happiness is the ultimate currency out there, and aligning your financial decisions with what you want can make things so much easier, and you'll have way more fun.
I agree with that, and I'm sure you're the same way. You probably know a lot of people that have more money than they know what to do with, and they're miserable. They're not, so a lot of people, before they get the money, they think that the money's going to make them happy, but really, in most cases, that isn't true at all.
Yes.
I think it's what you do with the money, and that's why I call this making a difference, because I find a lot of the entrepreneurs that I know that are happiest are ones that give back, and they help other people. They've made the money, now they're actually in a position where they can give back, and they've done smart things, and now they can help other people, and I'm sure you've probably had a similar experience.
Absolutely, totally. I mean, I'm a mentor to junior financial planners, and I love it, and I get paid nothing. I'm all about
exactly. Yeah, well, I do a lot of volunteer work as well, and it's kind of funny. I do things for other people that I wouldn't even do in my own business, but I have fun doing it for them. So you're not really tied to the outcome, and it's kind of fun. So, but giving back is definitely a huge thing, and that's why we call this Entrepreneurs Making a Difference. So let me ask you this: what is something that really lights you up, that you like to either give back to, or something that you'd like to change in the world, or something that you have changed in the world? What lights you up every day?
Wow.
I always like to throw it to people, and they're not expecting it, and then we get honest answers because they don't have time to think about it.
Yeah. I really think as financial planners, I mean, I call myself a financial life planner. I am a change agent for people. So what lights me up is delivering them their life in a way that they love. I mean, I recently helped a woman who's single. She tried to have a kid, right? She tried all the ways, IVF, insemination, it didn't work. And we created a financial plan to allow her to adopt a kid. And I was at that kid's bris. And now I see the kid on Facebook. That's real financial planning. That's what lights me up, is literally helping someone get their life together. I think it's priceless. So that, to me, is awesome. And then I love traveling, too. So if I can help anyone plan anything having to do with travel and exploration and novelty and adventure, to me that's amazing.
Yeah, we'll have to talk and compare notes, because I love to travel too. We have a lot in common, so I'm going to have to find out some of your favorite places, and I'll tell you some of mine. But we won't do it on the show because we're going to bore people to death. But so let me ask you this as well. So what do you think is the biggest mistake you see entrepreneurs making when it comes to marketing, like financially? What's some of the big mistakes that you see?
Well, number one, they view marketing as an expense and not an investment. So when we invest in marketing, the money is going to come back. It just doesn't come back right away. So that's number one, is we think we're throwing the money away, and we don't think it's going to come back. Number two is that we have no real basis for calculating a rate of return on the money that we're investing. It's like we're just throwing money over here, we're throwing money over there, and we're not quite sure what's going to work. And I totally, I do that, but you have to think about what your rate of return is going to be on that investment. So without going into all of that financial mumbo jumbo, just think about it like conceptually. Like, this is how you need to think about marketing. How much money am I going to invest? How much money am I going to get back? How long am I going to have to invest for? And how long am I going to get paid for? Even in real estate, is it a one-time investment? Are you going to have to service the debt? Are you going to have to keep the property up? Are you going to get paid all the time? Are renters going to pay? It could be anything. But with marketing and investing in your business, it's definitely an investment, and you need to think about, what's the best risk reward? Where am I going to get the best bang for my buck? And then from there, okay, that's all theory, right? Pie in the sky, like, great, Justin, I totally get that. But check this out. What if we try to get a 3-to-1 rate of return on our marketing investment? So what if we just invest $1,000 in something? And if you think that you can't make 3 times your money within a year, maybe 6 months, maybe a year and a half, but somewhere around there, then in my opinion, it's probably not a good investment. And other people would say 3 to 1. How about 10 to 1? How about 20 to 1? How about 30 to 1? But if you can't make 3 to 1 on your money investing in your business, in your future results, then you shouldn't make the investment. That's general, but those are the mistakes that I see people make with marketing. Why? Because I made them.
Right, right. Well, I think we've all been there because really, it's a lot of trial and error to see what works. These days, things are a lot more measurable, than they used to be, especially with the internet. You can do, all kinds of split testing and things like that. But back in the good old days when we were kids, just getting into our different businesses, it was a lot different. You didn't always. It was very unpredictable. I found anyway. These days, it's a lot more measurable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
marketing's big.
Exactly. So what sort of financial products do you typically? Well, I guess let me rephrase that. How do you deal with your clients? Your clients that come to you, are you putting them into like different mutual funds or stocks, or what sort of products, or are you more of a coach, or how do you work that?
Well, financial planning is all about where are you today, where do you want to be, and what are you willing to do to get there. So first we have to understand where are we today. So that means how much money are we spending today with our personal finances, right? What's our monthly net with our personal finances? And the same thing with the business finances, right? We have to look at a P&L. We have to say, okay, what are our average sales? How much money are we spending to keep the business running? Do we have costs of goods sold? Do we have to go out and buy some, if we're selling a widget, I've got keys here, so if I'm selling this set of keys, do I have to go out and spend $2 to go sell this for $5? So first we get it really, really clear on where are we today. Then we got to get clear on what is it that we want. And I don't say retirement or vacation or something like that. We get real clear, like Villa in Chianti or $10,000 a month in passive income or whatever it is, right? So then we have those goals. We need to figure out how long we want those, when that goal is going to be hit and how long we want to get it for. Then it comes down to saving, right, for a goal in the future, balanced by some spending, some getting the shoes, and then figuring out how are we going to hit that goal? Is it making more money in our business? Is it saving money for the future? And that's where I invest people's money in mutual funds. I'm a big believer in index funds. I'm not a big believer in active management. I can go into all of that, but I love index funds. I'm a big believer in diversification. I also think that when you're trying to fund a goal, that second option was how much risk are you going to take, right? How much money are you going to make with your investments? Or are you going to work part-time, like when you're 80? You're going to retire cold turkey at 60? So there's tons of various ways, and I give people, because I'm sure as you're hearing this, there are all these scenarios, and the brain gets shut down because it's just way too much for us to process. But if I put this on a screen and mind map it with people, they totally get it. So I work with mutual funds, I work with index funds, I invest in municipal bonds. I don't do a lot of individual stock picking. I'm a big believer in diversification and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. Very cool. So let me ask you this now. Once again, every entrepreneur I know always has usually a book or a couple of books that really change their life. And can you think of a specific book that really kind of, or maybe an event that kind of got you on this path where you knew just all of a sudden this is what I want to do? Is there something that inspired you in that way?
Yeah. Hold on. Check this out.
Okay.
Okay. U Squared.
I've never seen that book before, actually. Interesting.
It's a little nothing book from this guy named Price Pritchett, and it's an easy read. I like the easy reads. It's all mindset stuff about how do we think, the human condition of growing and just getting better and taking action. When you read a book and you're like, this guy wrote this book or this gal wrote this book for me. Literally. So U Squared is awesome. To me, that really helped me. And then if you're looking for a financial book, it's called The Happy Pocket Full of Money by this guy David Cameron Giocondi. He was one of the creators of The Secret. So A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's all about wealth consciousness. It's a great read. It's a little bit tough to get through, but it's so good. It'll get you into that mindset of like anything's possible. Can I share one more thing, Mike?
Oh, please do. Absolutely. This is your time.
Okay, and I think everyone knows someone who had a near-death experience. You know, whether it's breast cancer or a car accident or something like that. And for me, 9/11, I was in Los Angeles at the time, so it wasn't a near-death experience. But I worked at the World Trade Center. I lived in New York City,
Oh,
and had
wow.
I decided to stay in New York City, who knows what could have happened. And when that happened, I mean, I worked on the 83rd floor of the World Trade Center. I mean, I remember 9/11 looking at people on TV, moms with holding kids in their hands, with posters of the dads, and like I was married, I had kids, and I mean, it just was like crazy. It could have been me. And when I saw that, I was like, I felt like someone took me and was like, dude, you need to get really, really clear on what you want, and you need to make sure that you're doing what you want to do, because you don't know how long you're going to live, and don't take life for granted.
Yeah, that was definitely a very horrendous and memorable day for everybody. And I had been to the World Trade Center. I'd never worked there, but I had been there many times. And I remember watching on TV, and it was just surreal to be watching this whole thing unfold. And I don't even normally watch TV, but I had a friend phone me up and said, "Hey, have you seen the news today?" And I remember turning on CNN and just watching it unfold, and it was just bizarre. But I can't even imagine what that'd be like for somebody like yourself who actually worked in that building. So.
It's crazy. It's unreal.
But that would definitely I could see how that could definitely give you a wake up call and let you know, hey, life is precious and short, and you just never know. So
Hmm.
right. So how long have you been in the financial planning industry? How long have you been in
Oh,
this world?
you're dating me. I got into the business in '95. I've had my own firm since 2008, so about 6 years.
Okay. And so prior to that, what were you doing prior to that, and what really inspired you to get into this realm?
Um, I worked at UBS right out of college, and what got me into really becoming a CFP, a certified financial planner, was um, financial life planning. It's really life coaching with financial strategies. And I had no idea that this industry was out here until I had to take continuing education courses, and until I got mentored by really cool people that were doing really cool stuff, helping everyday people get more of what they want and live a better life. So I wasn't doing anything before, but I was like an ant marching. I wasn't aware that this whole other industry of financial planning was out there. I just wasn't aware of it. And then when they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, I just was like a sponge. I just started like reading, talking to people, going to conferences, learning, and it was like, this is totally my calling.
Yeah,
So
no, very, very cool. One of the things, also being in the financial world, mine's more real estate. But one of the things that I really feel is that, I remember back in when I was in grade 3, I learned how to square dance, and I've never used that once in my entire life. And uh, everything I know that I've learned about finance, I had to learn on my own. Everything that I know that's made me successful, I learned outside of school pretty much. I mean, it was good to learn English and math and all that. That was great. I'm glad I have that. But a lot of the most important things I learned besides those, I have to learn on my own. So what's your feeling? How do you feel about the education system when it comes to finance? Because that's something that's really one of the things I really have a passion for is I want to get financial literacy taught in schools. I think that's
yeah,
one of the
oh,
things
for
I'd like to
sure.
do. What are your thoughts?
I totally agree with you. I wish they taught. I think um, personal finance is obviously making a huge splash. I mean, if you look at, I mean, there's so many sites that have sprung up that really want to educate people around personal finance, and I think it's great stuff. It's definitely not too little, too late. People are become empowered with just learning and understanding what a mutual fund is, what a Roth IRA is, how to create an emergency fund. All of this stuff is amazing. What I'm seeing though is the space that I'm in is taking someone's business money and kind of integrating it in with their personal money, and then throwing up a goal or two, and I think people get totally stuck around their business money. Like, you don't learn how to read a P&L, you don't learn how to read a statement of cash flows, no one teaches that stuff to business owners. Usually what happens is you ever hear this expression, where'd all the money go?
Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of people say that. So what happens is they call their bookkeeper or their accountant, and they're like, oh my God, I owe this in taxes, or where'd all the money go? And then they have to like literally go in and look at their P&L and teach it to themselves or figure out what are the key metrics that they have to learn and all that. And I think that, on top of just trying to learn personal investments, can be very, very overwhelming to people, where they just want to shut the hood of the car and not open it up and not deal. It's only to when they really, really need something, whether it's to really save for retirement or got this quote behind me. It's my second favorite quote, which is more of the same equals more of the same.
Yeah,
so
true.
If we want something different, we have to do something different. And part of that is getting really clear on your money, especially your business money.
Well, that's so true, and quite often, as you mentioned, people don't really figure this stuff out till it's too late. It's a lot better to figure out before. It's a lot better to have that roadmap before you get in your car than when you're halfway through your on your journey. So, very good advice. We have to wrap this up, but if you had one message that you could send out to the universe and send out to all the listeners, what would that message be?
Return on life, baby. Return on life.
I love that. That's gonna be my new favorite saying. I really like that saying. I've never heard that before.
Thank you. Because there's a financial element to that, and then it's your life, and it's like, let's just live, and let's be intentional, and let's win, and let's be happy.
Yeah, I love that. So, Justin, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
They can just go to my site. It's Krane Financial Solutions with a K, Krane, financialsolutions.com.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for being here, Justin. And
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully I'll get to see you soon when I come down to LA. We'll have to hook up and do some lunch.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that
thanks
sounds perfect. Oh, my pleasure. So thanks everybody for tuning in to Entrepreneurs Making a Difference. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.
Take care.